Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So in this video we are going to solve the class 12 chemistry CBSE board solved paper which was conducted on 28 February 2026. Okay, I hope your exams were done very well. So let's get started. So the very first question is, which of the following will be the least reactive towards nucleophilic substitution reaction? So what is nucleophilic substitution reaction? Nucleophilic substitution reaction वो रिएक्शन होता है जहाँ पे एक स्ट्रॉन्ग न्यूक्लियोफाइल एक लिविंग ग्रुप को रिप्लेस करता है, ठीक है. वो लिविंग ग्रुप एक वीक न्यूक्लियोफाइल होता है, ठीक है. सो क्लियरली हम यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं कि पहला जो ऑप्शन है उसमें जो बेंजीन रिंग है वो एक एल्काइल ग्रुप के साथ अटैच्ड है, ठीक है, और उसके साथ एक Cl ग्रुप लगा हुआ है. सो इजीली a nucleophile can come and attack to this carbon and this chlorine can leave this compound. But if we see this particular compound here, this carbon is sp2 hybridized. Okay, here this compound is this is sp2 and this is sp3 hybridized. Similarly, this carbon is also sp3 hybridized, right? It was also sp3 hybridized. So here we can see that this carbon and this chlorine, because of this benzene ring, due to the appearance of resonance, this carbon and chlorine will have a partial double bond character. For this partial double bond character, the distance between this carbon and chlorine will be shorter and the leaving group cannot attack to this particular compound. क्यों अटैक नहीं कर सकता? क्योंकि ये sp2 हाइब्रिडाइज्ड है, उसका जो s कैरेक्टर है वो p कैरेक्टर से compared to sp3, the s character here is more larger. Okay, so that is why this particular compound will be our least reactive towards nucleophilic substitution reaction. Moving to question number 2. Here the intermediate formed during the slowest step involved in the dehydration of alcohol is either protonated alcohol, carbon ion, free radical or carbocation. So अगर हम अल्कोहल का डिहाइड्रेशन करें, अल्कोहल लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल you can take CH3 CH2 OH, ठीक है. अभी अगर इसका डिहाइड्रेशन किया जाए तो डिहाइड्रेशन करने से क्या होता है कि ये जो है ना, ये इट विल बी अटैक्ड बाय दिस लोन पेयर्स ऑफ द ऑक्सीजन. सो बिकॉज ऑफ द अटैक ऑफ दिस लोन पेयर्स प्रेजेंट इन द ऑक्सीजन, it will get converted into a compound like this. Okay, so easily this water molecule will be replaced, or it will just leave this particular compound and the compound will form an intermediate carbocation. So our option number D is correct. Moving to another question, the oxidation number of cobalt in COEN3 to SO4 3 is, so let's try to solve it. So यहाँ पे हमारा जो कंपाउंड दिया गया है उसमें क्या होने वाला है, हमें कोबाल्ट का ऑक्सीडेशन स्टेट निकालना है. सो कोबाल्ट here it is written COEN3, it is 2 here, SO4 3, ठीक है. तो ये हमारा कैटायन है और ये हमारा एनायन है. सो वी कैन सी दैट इफ आई वांट टू फाइंड इट विल बी En3 3 plus and here it will be SO4 2 minus. I need the oxidation state of cobalt, so it will be X plus ethylene diamine is a neutral ligand, so whose oxidation state is 0. So clearly we can see that our oxidation state for cobalt will be +3. So option number A is correct. Next question is, According to Werner's theory, the primary valencies of the central metal atom will be what? So Werner's theory ने हमें दो statement दिए थे, दो postulates दिए थे about that a particular compound, a coordination compound have two type of valencies. एक होता है primary valency और दूसरा होता है secondary valency. So primary valency of the central atom are only satisfied by the negative ions. Okay. Now, which of the following reagent is used to distinguish between C2H5 2NH and C2H5 3N? So here at 2 degree amine is given and here at 3 degree amine is given. So we need to find the difference between them. So clearly, whenever you use a benzene sulfonyl chloride, you will obtain that there is a difference between these two particular compound. Okay. Now, among the following, which is the strongest base? अच्छा, तो अभी अगर हमें strong base निकालना है, तो strong base कौन सा होता है? A strong base is that particular compound where it has a capacity to accept the electron. Okay. So clearly our compound number B will be the option. Now moving to another question is, in aqueous solution Cr2O7 2 negative ion converts to which of the following alkaline medium? So जब भी Cr2O7 2 minus को हम convert करते हैं in an alkaline medium, then it gets converted into CrO4 2 negative. So option number 2 is correct. Now the boiling point of an azeotropic mixture of water and ethanol is less than that of pure water and ethanol. The mixture shows what type of deviation? Okay. तो हमें यहाँ पे निकालना है कि जो वाटर एंड इथानॉल है और जो प्योर वाटर एंड इथानॉल है उनके बीच में कौन सा टाइप का डिविएशन होने वाला है. ठीक है. सो जब हम वाटर और इथानॉल को मिक्स करेंगे तब क्या होता है? Water and ethanol makes a solution of it. It will make a particular solution. Let us consider this as A and this is as B. So it will form a solution or a mixture of AB. Okay. Why it is less than that of pure water and ethanol? Because ethanol is a volatile liquid, right? So this AB bond between them is not so stronger. So easily this bond will break down and it will again be converted into A and B. So that is why they will show as a positive deviation. Moving to another question, the mole fraction of a solute in 2 molar aqueous solution is okay. Now how to find a mole fraction? Mole fraction of solute की बात पूछा है, right? So we know the formula of mole fraction, that is XS is equals to number of moles of solute divided by number of moles of solute plus number of moles of solvent. Okay. 2 mole aqueous solution का बात बोला है, मतलब हमारा यहाँ पे जो मोलर नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ सॉल्यूट है वो दिया गया है 2. वी नीड टू फाइंड आउट द नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ सॉल्वेंट. सो नंबर ऑफ मोल्स ऑफ सॉल्वेंट क्या होने वाला है? इट विल बी योर 100 मीन्स द पर्टिकुलर सॉल्यूट इज dissolved in 100 gram of solution, not solution actually, the 100 gram of solvent. Okay. So उसे अगर मैं kg में convert कर दूँ, it will be 1000. So ultimately it will be given mass will be 1000 divided by the molecular mass. So molecular mass of water is what? It is 18. So our answer will be 2 divided by 2 plus 55.55, which will give you the final value as 0.347. So option number B will be the correct option. On electrolysis of very dilute aqueous solution of NaCl using platinum electrode will evolve what? It will evolve hydrogen gas. Okay. For a reaction 3A that will give you 2B, the rate of reaction plus dB by dt is equal to, okay, so let's solve this particular question. So दिया गया है कि हमारा जो रिएक्टेंट है वो है 3A जो 2B में कन्वर्ट हो रहा है, ठीक है. So how to write the rate of a reaction? Rate of a reaction is rate of appearance equals to rate of disappearance. Rate of appearance, this is the disappearance. Okay. Reactant धीरे धीरे disappear होता है और product obtain होता है. So how we will write it? We will write rate equals to -1/3 dA by dt, and here you will write positive 1/2 dB by dt. हमें क्या निकालना है? हमें निकालना है रेट ऑफ appearance ऑफ प्रोडक्ट B. So it will be dB by dt is equals to -2/3 dA by dt. ओके. सो हमारा ऑप्शन कौन सा करेक्ट है? इट इज ऑप्शन नंबर बी. मूविंग टू अनदर क्वेश्चन. ऑन हाइड्रोलाइसिस विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग कार्बोहाइड्रेट गिव्स ओनली ग्लूकोज? सुक्रोज देता है, गैलेक्टोज देता है, लैक्टोज देता है या मेल्टोज देता है? तो हमें बायोमोलिक्यूल्स में क्लियरली देखा था, हमने पढ़ा था कि जब भी हम मेल्टोज को हाइड्रोलाइज करेंगे तो वो 2 ग्लूकोज देता है, ठीक है. So option number D is correct. So next आते हैं assertion reasoning में. So assertion reasoning में हमारा जो पहला क्वेश्चन है वो था separation of zirconium and hafnium is difficult. Why? Reason is given because zirconium and hafnium lie in the same group of the periodic table, which is correct. So option number A will be our correct answer. That is, assertion and reasons are true and reason is the correct option. Next is phenol is acidic, less acidic. Okay, it is given less acidic than 4-methyl phenol. Phenol less acidic होता है क्या? Right? अभी अगर हम phenol का स्ट्रक्चर देखें तो उसमें जो H है वो H+ वो डोनेट कर देगा और वो जो रिंग है वो पर्टिकुलर फिनॉक्साइड जो बनता है, फिनॉक्साइड आयन, वो रिंग को स्टेबलाइज कर देता है, ठीक है. पर कंपेयर टू 4-methyl फिनॉल, 4-methyl में जो ये मिथाइल का कंपाउंड है, मिथाइल इज एन इलेक्ट्रॉन डोनेटिंग ग्रुप, सो वो इलेक्ट्रॉन रिच कर देगा, ठीक है. तो अल्टीमेटली जो हमारा ऑक्सीजन है फिनॉल में, जो 4-methyl फिनॉल में जो ऑक्सीजन लगा होता है वो भी इलेक्ट्रॉन रिच हो रहा है. सो अल्टीमेटली it is not more acidic than phenol. Okay, so option number A is wrong, but the presence of an electron releasing group in phenol makes it less acidic, which is correct. So here our option number C will be the correct option. Okay, not C, actually D. Assertion is false, but reason is true. So this will be option number D. Moving to another question. Aromatic primary amines cannot be prepared by Gabriel-Thallamide synthesis. And Gabriel-Thallamide synthesis is used for the preparation of primary aliphatic amines. Okay, so this is also correct. Okay. So question number 16. Question number 16 क्या पूछ रहा है कि order of a reaction is applicable to elementary as well as complex reaction, which is true. Order of a reaction is an experimental quantity, which is also true. So our option number A will be the correct answer, right? Moving to the next question. Here a compound is given. We need to find the isomer जो SN1 reaction के through mostly reactive हो, ठीक है? So we know that whenever a reaction is done and we need to do in SN1 method, then tertiary carbocation is more stable than secondary, than the primary, right? So we need to arrange this particular compound in that way. Let's minimize it. Okay. So let's solve this question. So it will be CH3 Br, this side CH3 and this side CH3. Okay. So the compound name is what? It is 2-bromo 2-methyl propane. Okay. So this is a particular compound where this bromine, when this bromine leaves this particular compound, it will form a carbocation. Okay. And SN1 nucleophilic substitution is mostly reactive where our carbon is surrounded by 3 number of carbons. Okay. 3 number of methyl group. Next is we need to form an isomer using this particular organic molecular formula where the sodium metal in the presence of dry ether gives 2,5-dimethyl hexane. हेक्सेन बनाना है, ठीक है? सो हेक्सेन अगर बनाना हो सो हमें किस तरह से अरेंज करना पड़ेगा? वी नीड टू अरेंज इन दिस वे. CH okay, 1 2, this side 3 and this side 4 and here it is Br, right? 3 3 6 7 8 9. Okay, now the sodium metal will attack it in the presence of dry ether. Okay, and since it is partially negative and it is partially positive, one of this sodium will react with this bromine and the bromine will leave the compound. It will form a carbocation CH, CH3, CH2 positive. Let's take one more molecule of it. Then it will be CH3, CH, CH3. Here CH2 Br. So this carbocation is again reacted with this sodium also. So directly we can write it here as, we can write this in this way, like CH3. Here we can write CH2 sodium, where this sodium is now partially positive, it is partially negative. Again this sodium will react with the bromine and finally we got our product as CH3, this side CH2, CH2, CH, CH3 and here also CH3. So let's see whether our product formed this desirable product or not. So yeah, it is 2,5-dimethyl hexane, right? So this is the particular answer. Moving to next question. Here let's see, let's make it a little bit broad for you. So here for a reaction A plus B gives the product, the rate law is given to us. We need to find the overall order of the reaction and also we need to see that whether this reaction is an elementary reaction or not. Okay. Okay. So let's find it. तो क्या कहा गया है कि यहाँ पे एक प्रोडक्ट है A + B से जो एक प्रोडक्ट P ऑब्टेन्ड हुआ है, ठीक है। यहाँ का जो रेट लॉ है वो दिया गया है, रेट इक्वल्स टू K A कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ऑफ A एंड कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ऑफ B एट द पावर ऑफ 3/2। हमें ओवरऑल ऑर्डर ऑफ ए रिएक्शन निकालना है। तो ऑर्डर ऑफ ए रिएक्शन कैसे निकालते हैं? बाय समिंग अप द कॉन्सेंट्रेशन। सो इट विल बी ऑर्डर is equals to, here it is 1, so it is 1/3/2 which will give you 5/2. If an order of a reaction, if a particular reaction is elementary reaction, then that particular reaction's order should be equal to the molecularity of a reaction, ठीक है। तो हमें ये भी पता है कि order of a reaction तो fraction हो सकता है, a fraction might be obtained by summing up the concentration, okay, but molecularity क्या होता है? Molecularity is number of species present in a particular reaction that collides to give us the product, right? And molecularity can never be a fraction. So yeah, this reaction is not an elementary reaction, so this is the desired order of the reaction and the answer will be no, okay. If you want to give the reason, then you can write that since elementary reaction, to be an elementary reaction, the order of a reaction should be equals to the molecularity of that particular reaction. But here we have seen that order of a reaction is found in a fraction and the molecularity of a reaction should always be in a whole number, okay. Moving to another question, here explain why on addition of 1 mole of KCl to 1 liter of water, the boiling point of water increases while the addition of 1 mole of methyl alcohol to 1 liter of water decreases the boiling point, ठीक है। तो this is talking about the colligative properties, okay. So जब भी हम एक salt को water में dissolve करते हैं तब क्या होता है? Whenever we take a pure water, the pure water's boiling point is 273 Kelvin, right? I mean 273 plus, if you convert the 100 degrees Celsius into Kelvin, then it will be 373 Kelvin, okay. Now this water, in this water I am adding KCl into it, okay. एक सॉल्ट ऐड कर दिया है। तो सॉल्ट क्या करता है? Whenever we make a solution, this salt solution, the particular salt is present between the water molecules, and we know that salt is a non-volatile compound. तो non-volatile compound क्या करेगा? जो पानी है उसका वेपर प्रेशर को डिक्रीज कर देगा, ठीक है। वेपर प्रेशर को डिक्रीज करेगा तो ऑब्वियसली हमें और ज़्यादा उसका टेम्परेचर बढ़ाना पड़ेगा। सो ड्यू टू द इंक्रीज इन टेम्परेचर द बॉइलिंग पॉइंट ऑल्सो इंक्रीजेस, राइट। सो दैट इज वाई whenever we add a particular salt in an solvent, in a water, its boiling point gets increased, its vapor pressure gets decreased, okay. This is what we talk in elevation of boiling point. Next, if I add methyl alcohol, अभी methyl alcohol क्या है? Methyl alcohol is a volatile substance. तो जब भी एक volatile substance को एक water से हम लोग dissolve करेंगे तब क्या होगा? You just apply temperature into it. This alcohol will absorb its required temperature and then it will get converted into gaseous, okay. It will get converted into gaseous substance and later this water will rise up its vapor pressure and the boiling point of it will get decreased, okay. So that's the answer. Okay, so next question is we need to find out the IUPAC name. So the first compound is given PtCl2 En2SO4, okay. So यहाँ पे ये हमारा cation है and this is our anion. So we can clearly see that sulfate has minus 2 over it, so it will be plus 2. So let's find it. To find out the oxidation state, we need to consider the central metal as X plus 2 minus 1 plus 2 into 0 equals to plus 2. So it will be X minus 2 plus 2, which is equals to X plus 4. So ultimately the IUPAC name will be, it will be written in alphabetical order. Okay, so it will be dichloro, 2 ethylene are there, so dichloro bis, ethylene diamine, platinum Roman number 4 sulfate. Okay, so this is our IUPAC name. Next is given, okay, let's adjust it. Next is, it is NH4 2 COF4. Okay, COF4. So this is our cation and this is the anion. So clearly we can see that it will be 2 minus, here it will be positive. So our oxidation state for cobalt will be X minus 4 minus 2, that is X equals to plus 2. So the IUPAC name will be ammonium tetrafluoro cobaltate Roman number 2. Okay, so this is the final answer. Moving to another question, that is, we need here options are given. Define the following terms with example, ambidentate and double salt. तो अभी ambidentate ligand क्या होता है? Ambidentate ligand are those monodentate ligand जहाँ पे जो ligand दिया गया था, जो ligand हमें दिया जाता है उसका 2 donor sites होते हैं. ठीक है, for example if you see EN में जो हमने पढ़ा था, इसमें क्या होता है, इथिलीन डायमाइन इज, अगर इसका स्ट्रक्चर देखो तो इट इज इन दिस वे. सो क्लियरली वी कैन सी दैट देयर आर 2 donor sites, right? Again if you see about nitrogen dioxide. So here also one is the nitrogen, another one is what? Another one is the oxygen. So there are 2 donor sites that can be attached with the metal. Okay, so that is why ambidentate ligand क्या होता है, वो particular ligand जहाँ पे जो हमारा ligand दिया जाता है उसका 2 donor sites होता है. Okay, so double salt is what? Double salt is that particular salt that contains 2 salt into it, and when that particular salt is dissolved into the water, it gets dissociated into its ions. Okay, for example more salt. Next is how to explain the presence of straight chain in a glucose. तो अगर हमें ये प्रूफ करना है कि ग्लूकोज का जो चेन है that is in a straight chain, in a straight line, okay, then we need to attack it with a reducing agent, and that particular reducing agent is our HI. Okay, so what happens here, when we treat glucose with hydrogen iodide, it gets reduced into a chain, that is CH3, CH2, CH2, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, it gives us N-hexane, which proves the presence of a straight chain. Okay, next is how to prove that the glucose contains 5 OH into it. So to prove this, we need to react the glucose with acetic anhydride. Okay, so let's take the glucose. So glucose contains an aldehyde and an alcohol group into it. Okay, so जब भी हम इसे एक एसिटिक एनहाइड्रेट के साथ रिएक्ट करेंगे, एसिटिक एनहाइड्रेट लाइक, if you want to see the structure, then it will be CH3, C double bond O, O, C double bond O, CH3. So when we take this acetic anhydride and react with the glucose structure contains an aldehyde, the other will get attached in this way, double bond O, CH3, and the next it will be here. Okay, so this proves that it contains an OH group, because here the H plus is taken by one of the product. When you break this compound, then this will come and get attached here, and the other will accept the H plus. Okay, so this proves the presence of 5 OH group in the glucose. Moving to another question, here the half-life period of a radioactive element is 1.5 into 10 to the power 10 years. Calculate the time in which the activity of the element is reduced to 75% of its original value. So let's do this. Let's minimize it first. So now we got some space to solve this reaction. So this numerical is talking about the first order reaction. Okay, and we know that here, since T half is given to us, the T half value is 1.5 into 10 to the power 10 years. So what is the first order's half-life formula? It was T half is equals to 0.693 divided by K. So the rate constant will be equals to 0.693 1.5 into 10 to the power 10. Okay. Now we need to calculate the time in which the activity of the element is reduced to 75%. So we know the formula of first order reaction, that is K equals to 2.303 divided by T log of R naught divided by R. So we need to find the time here. So let's find out 2.303. Here it will be 0.693 into 1.5 into 10 to the power 10. Log of, since the reaction is of 100% reaction, so our initial reactant will be 100. Here it will be 100 minus 75. So T is equals to, here I can write it as 2303 into 10 to the power minus 3. Here it is 693 into 10 to the power minus 3 into 1.5 into 10 to the power 10. So here it will be 100 divided by 25, and 25 by 100 is 4. So it will be again 2303 divided by 693 into log 4. So log 4 is given to us, that is 0.60. Let's erase this one. So now it will be 2303 divided by 693, 15 divided by 10 into 10 to the power 10 into 60 by 10. So 5 3s are 15, 5 2s are 10, this side it will be 30 and this is cancel out. Okay, then again 3 2s are 6, 3 3s are 9 and this is 3 1s are 3. So let's find out. So the answer it will be 2.98 into 10 to the power 10, which can also be written as 3 into 10 to the power 10 years. Okay, so this is our final answer. Okay, so this is the final answer. Now the next question is about the statement of Corral's law. So what was Corral's law? Corral's law क्या कहता है कि जब भी हम एक सॉल्यूशन को इनफाइनाइटली डाइल्यूट करते हैं तो उसका जो लिमिटिंग मोलर कंडक्टिविटी होगा दैट विल बी द सम अप ऑफ द इंडिविजुअल कैटायंस एंड द एनायंस. ओके, सो दैट इज द स्टेटमेंट ऑफ Corral's law. With the help of a curve, explain why it is not easy to determine limiting molar conductivity for weak electrolytes. So, जब भी हम एक ग्राफ प्लॉट करते हैं तो ग्राफ में क्या दिखा जाता है? Okay, so let's plot a graph against limit molar conductivity and the concentration. So if you take the strong electrolyte, you will get a sharp line like this. Okay, so which you get when you extrapolate it, you will get the value as 0. Okay, that is the limiting molar conductivity. But you will get a curve for this weak electrolyte. So even if you extrapolate it, you will not see any meeting. You will not get any particular value here. That is why it is not possible to determine limiting molar conductivity for weak electrolyte by extrapolating the graph. We need to apply the Corral's law here. Okay. Next is an antifreeze solution is prepared by dissolving 31 gram of ethylene glycol. Molar mass is given to us in 600 gram of water. We need to calculate the freezing point of the solution. Okay, so let's solve this numerical also. Okay, so here our number of moles of solute will be given mass is given 31 divided by 62. Okay, molar mass molar mass is given for the solute and the mass of the solvent of water is given. So mass of the solvent is given in gram, that is 600. We know the formula, that is the Kf is also written. No? Kf, let us write the Kf value, that is 1.86 Kelvin kg per mole. So the formula was delta Tf is equals to Kf into m. Kf is 1.86, m is the molality is number of moles of solute into mass of the solvent in kg. So for kg we can write it as 1000. Divide by 1000, so it will go there in the numerator. So the answer is 2 3s are 6, 2 5s are 10. So ultimately we will have to calculate it. 1.86 can be written as 186 divided by 100. This side it is 31 into 5. Here 62 into 3. So 3 6 are 18, 3 2 is 6, 62 cancel, 5 2s are 10 and 0. So ultimately the answer will be 1.55. So the answer is 1.55. We got the depression in freezing point. We need to find the freezing point of the solution. So जब भी हम नॉर्मली प्योर वाटर का देखें तो उसका फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट होता है 0 डिग्री. उसका केल्विन में कन्वर्ट करोगे तो होगा 273 केल्विन. ओके, सो वी नीड टू फाइंड TF. So we know that is TF naught minus TF. So here it will be 273 minus 1.55, which is 271.6. So the answer is, you can write it here as 1.5 also, 271.6 Kelvin. So this is the freezing point of the solution. Okay, so the next question is about, here two compounds are given, nickel tetrachloride and here also nickel with 4-cyanide. Okay, the two complexes are given to us. We need to find the hybridization involved in each case. Okay, so let's do it. Just reduce the size first. So it is given nickel Cl4 2 minus. We know the atomic number of nickel is how much? It is 28 and the electronic configuration is argon 3d8 4s2. So here the oxidation state of nickel is what? It is X minus 4 minus 2, that is plus 2. So nickel plus 2 will be our Ar3d8. So let's find the hybridization of this. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and 8. Okay, I have drawn a more orbital here. 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 and there 8. The 4s orbital is empty. Here it is 4p. So we have seen that this chlorine, according to spectrochemical series, if you go to the spectrochemical series, the chlorine is a weak field ligand. So weak field ligand doesn't pair up the unpaired electrons. So that is why this ligand will fill this outer orbitals and hence the hybridization is sp3 and the structure is tetrahedral. Next is which of them is the inner orbital and outer orbital. So clearly it is seen that this compound is an outer orbital complex. It is outer orbital complex. Let's see about the magnetic behavior. since unpaired electrons are present, so it is also paramagnetic behavior. It will show you paramagnetic behavior. Moving to another question that was given, nickel tetracyanide. Okay, here also the hybridization will be the same, but the ligand here is a strong field ligand. So strong field ligand will pair up these electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Okay, next the 4s and then the 4p. So one of the ligand will fill up the d orbital, next s, then p. So the hybridization is dsp2, and since inner orbital is filled up, so it is inner orbital complex, and no unpaired electrons are present, so it is diamagnetic in behavior. Okay. Moving to another question, that is, name two coordination compounds which are important in biological system. Two important coordination compound is our chlorophyll, and the other one is what? The other one is our hemoglobin. Hemoglobin shows the iron complexes, chlorophyll shows the magnesium complexes. What is meant by Chillet effect? चिलेट इफेक्ट क्या होता है? चिलेट इफेक्ट वो पर्टिकुलर बाइडेंटेड या फिर पोलडेंटेड लिगांड से जो एक पर्टिकुलर सेंट्रल मेटल एटम को एक रिंग स्ट्रक्चर में कॉम्प्लेक्स फॉर्म करके देता है. ठीक है, फॉर एग्जांपल इफ यू सी दैट, लेट मी इरेज दिस फर्स्ट. फॉर एग्जांपल प्लेटिनम So this is a complex. This is a Chillet complex. Next is, why are low spin tetrahedral complexes rarely formed? Low tetrahedral क्यों नहीं दिखते? क्योंकि जब हम उसका डेल्टा टी का वैल्यू देखोगे तो डेल्टा टी का वैल्यू जो होता है ना, वो 4/6 टाइम्स द ऑक्टाहेड्रल complexes होता है, which means it is 2/3. So ultimately क्या होता है कि if you want to see the energy, the splitting energy, then it is showing you 4/9 of the octahedral complexes, for which the splitting octahedral में क्या होता है कि वो ऑर्बिट को अलोंग द एक्सिस करता है, लेकिन टेट्राहेड्रल में बिटवीन द एक्सिस करता है. सो इसीलिए हमें T2G लेवल ऊपर दिखता है और EG लेवल डाउन में दिखता है. ठीक है, और उनमें जो डिफरेंसेस है, स्प्लिटिंग एनर्जी बहुत कम होता है कंपेयर टू पेयरिंग एनर्जी. दैट इज व्हाई इट इज शोइंग यू हाई स्पिन कम्प्लेक्सेस एंड नॉट द लो स्पिन कम्प्लेक्सेस. मूविंग टू अनदर क्वेश्चन, ऑल्दो chlorine is an electron withdrawing group, yet it is showing us ortho and para directing in electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction. Chlorine attached in a particular compound will show you an inductive effect. Okay, inductive effect दिखाएगा, लेकिन जब वो एक aryl group के साथ अटैच होगा तो due to the plus R effect it will show you, let me show you the structure, then you will understand better. So what happens here is, when a benzene ring is attached with a chlorine, this chlorine is showing माइनस आई इफेक्ट. अगर माइनस आई इफेक्ट दिखाएगा तब क्या होगा कि ये जो रिंग है वो रिंग का जो कार्बोकेटाइन फॉर्म होगा वो डिस्टेबलाइज हो जाएगा, उसको स्टेबलाइज नहीं कर पाएगा. दैट इज व्हाई प्लस आर इफेक्ट उसमें लगेगा. ठीक है, तो प्लस आर इफेक्ट लगने के कारण क्या होता है Now let's use it as, so Placer effect जब भी लगेगा, so तब ये जो इलेक्ट्रोफाइल है, okay, here the electrophile, due to this benzene rings electron, it will attack this and it is seen that the electron rich is mostly found in the ortho directing, okay, in the ortho side it is mostly electron rich. Similarly, if you want to see a particular compound for this, then what it will do, it will make the electron reach here in the para-directing. So that is why here also you will obtain an electrophilic aromatic substitution reaction, okay. So due to this factor, due to this particular factor, this is showing us the ortho and para-directing, okay. So next question is, aryl halide cannot be prepared by reacting phenol. By reacting phenol, okay, फिनॉल के साथ हम कभी भी एराइल हैलाइड को प्रिपेयर नहीं कर सकते बाय यूजिंग ACl. वाई? बिकॉज ये जो फिनॉल है उसमें OH एक इलेक्ट्रॉन डोनेटिंग ग्रुप होता है, तो ये बेंजीन को बेंजीन के अंदर रेजोनेंस क्रिएट करेगा, ठीक है. इट इज़ दैट फॉर दैट रीज़न ओनली इट इज़ never going to replace the OH and it will never give us the aryl halide. Next is chloroform is stored in closed dark bottles. तो क्या होता है कि जब भी क्लोरोफॉर्म ऑक्सीजन के साथ रिएक्ट करता है तो वो एक पॉइजनस गैस बनाता है. दैट पर्टिकुलर पॉइजनस गैस इज फॉस्जीन विच इज COCl2. So for that particular reason only chloroform is stored in dark bottles. Next is, how will you obtain the following from benzene diazonium chloride? Okay, so let's see this. So पहला हमें बनाना है क्लोरोबेंजीन by using benzene diazonium chloride. सो बेंजीन डाइजोनियम क्लोराइड को अगर हम क्लोरोबेंजीन में कन्वर्ट करें तो हम सैंडमेयर रिएक्शन या फिर गटरमैन रिएक्शन को यूज़ कर सकते हैं. सो सैंडमेयर रिएक्शन में जो पर्टिकुलर रिएजेंट दिया जाता है दैट इज COCl इन प्रेजेंस ऑफ HCl. दिस विल कन्वर्ट इट इनटू क्लोरोबेंजीन एंड ऑल्सो गिव अस नाइट्रोजन गैस. ओके, नेक्स्ट to form benzene. So to form benzene by using benzene diazonium chloride, if we use a hypophosphorus in presence of water, hypophosphorus acid in presence of water, then it will give us benzene, okay, plus hypophosphoric acid will form here. Next is the benzonitrile. So benzonitrile के लिए भी हम सैंडमेयर रिएक्शन को यूज़ कर सकते हैं. सो सैंडमेयर रिएक्शन में अगर हम COCN इन प्रेजेंस ऑफ HCN या फिर KCN यूज़ करें तब भी हमें बेंजोनाइट्राइल मिलने वाला है. ओके, सो दिस इज द 3 compounds which can be obtained by using benzene diazonium chloride. Next is a compound A is given to us with molecular formula C3H5N which on reacting with C6H5MgBr. C6H5MgBr का I think you got the idea. It is talking about the Grignard reagent. Okay, so let's see. So if I use and arrange the particular molecular formula in this way and react it with Grignard reagent in presence of dry ether, then what will obtain? It will give us CH3, CH2, double bond N, and then it will give us MgBr besides C6H5. Okay, so this is our compound A. This is the compound which is obtained on hydrolysis. So on hydrolysis you will obtain this as CH3, CH2, O, C6H5. Okay, so this is compound number B. Here it will form MgOH-Br. Okay, this is the byproduct, we don't need this. So this will not show Tollens reagent और Fellings reagent, obviously because उसके लिए हमें एक aldehyde group present होना पड़ेगा जो नहीं है. Next is on drastic oxidation with chromic acid, it gives a compound which gives a carbocyclic group present into it. Okay, so अगर हम इसे क्रोमिक एसिड बोला है, तो अगर हम पोटेशियम डाइक्रोमेट को एसिडिक रीजन में, एसिडिक मीडियम में अगर हम इसे रिएक्ट करवाएं, तब क्या होगा? इट विल गिव अस C6H5 COOH. So this is our compound number C. Next is section D में एक पर्टिकुलर पैराग्राफ दिया गया है फ्रॉम द बायोमोलिक्यूल्स. वहाँ पे जो क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है, दैट इज द राइट द नेम ऑफ बेसिक बिल्डिंग यूनिट्स ऑफ प्रोटीन्स एंड न्यूक्लिक एसिड. तो प्रोटीन का बेसिक यूनिट क्या होता है? दैट इज आवर अल्फा एमिनो एसिड एंड न्यूक्लिक एसिड इज न्यूक्लियोटाइड. ओके, हाउ कैन यू डिफ्रेंशिएट बिटवीन फाइब्रस एंड ग्लोबुलर प्रोटीन? फाइब्रस और ग्लोबुलर प्रोटीन को अगर हम स्ट्रक्चर वाइज डिफ्रेंशिएट करें तो क्या होगा कि फाइब्रस प्रोटीन क्या होता है, उसमें जो स्ट्रक्चर है वो इज फाइबर लाइक स्ट्रक्चर. ओके, ऐसा फाइबर लाइक स्ट्रक्चर होगा. लेकिन जो ग्लोबुलर प्रोटीन है वो देखने में ऐसा कॉइल स्ट्रक्चर होता है. इट इज इन द फॉर्म ऑफ ए कॉइल स्ट्रक्चर. ओके, एंड फाइब्रस प्रोटीन जैसे कि केराटिन, these are insoluble in water, but globular protein are soluble in water. Write the product that is obtained when a nucleotide from DNA containing thymine is hydrolyzed. तो थाइमाइन अगर हाइड्रोलाइज करे तो नाइट्रोजनस बेस क्या होगा? आवर थाइमाइन, राइट? उसमें फॉस्फोरिक एसिड देगा एंड okay, I am writing it for you. So here thymine will obtain and the phosphoric acid will obtain here. Okay, nitrogenous base, phosphoric acid plus pentose sugar will obtain. Okay, these are the products. Also you can give a structural difference between DNA and RNA. तो DNA में क्या होता है? The structure contains a deoxyribose sugar with thymine as a nitrogenous base with other bases. But in RNA it is ribose sugar with uracil as a nitrogenous base with other base. Okay. Give one example each of a fat soluble vitamins and a water soluble vitamin. तो fat soluble vitamins होते हैं for example vitamin A and water soluble is vitamin C. Next, moving to another question. Here alcohol have higher boiling point than other compounds. We need to, what we have to do, we need to find the oxidation of a primary alcohol to aldehyde. Okay, so let's do it. ऑक्सीडेशन ऑफ प्राइमरी अल्कोहल टू एल्डिहाइड अगर करना है तो हम कोई भी अल्कोहल को, जैसे कि CH3 CH2OH को, अगर हम एडिंग इन टॉप, let's minimize it first. So if I take CH3 CH2OH and I treat it with mild oxidizing agent, then it will give us an aldehyde CH3 CHO, and if I treat with a strong oxidizing agent, then it will give us CH3 COOH, that is a carbocyclic acid.